What's up YouTube, it's Gator Guy 108. I got a deck profile for you guys. I'm going to show you my Chamber deck. It's a pretty good deck. I like it so far. The only bad thing is people are main decking Trapstone right now, but you can pretty much play around it. So first monster is Morphin Jar. Really good because you just refill your hand. It's a monster, so they have to run it over, stall out your opponent a little bit, just a great card. And then one Marshmallow, when it's flipped up, when your opponent attacks and flips it up, they take 1,000. And then you can't be destroyed by battle, so he just sits there. And that's all the monsters. Spells. 3 Poison of the Old Man. It's chainable. Actually, all the rest of the cards are chainable, but it's either burn your opponent for 800 or give you 12 life points. 2 Chain Strikes. This card deals 400 damage to your opponent for each number of chains in a link. But I'll explain how that card works later on because it can be kind of complicated. And then 1 Scapegoat. That's all the spells. And here are the traps. Yes. First off, I'm going to show you guys all the draw power of the deck. 3 Accumulated Fortune, 3 Reckless Greed, 3 Legacy Yata-Garasu, and 3 Jar of Greed. Yeah. Alright, so lots of draw power, very important for the deck. Obviously, these are just 1-for-1s, but really good when you could get like a massive chain. And then you got your +1s here. Reckless is good, you just have to be careful. You can't be reckless with it, but you draw 2 cards really good. And then Accumulated Fortune, if you guys don't know what it does, if there's a chain link of 4 or higher, you get to draw 2 cards. So I'll also explain that. Then some of the main burn cards, 3 Just Desserts and 3 Secret Barrels. Just Desserts does 500 damage to your opponent for each monster they control, and then Secret Barrel does 200 for each card in their hand or field. So really good cards, pretty much just go for game with them. Really good when you have a Geometry, which I'll explain in a little bit. 2 Fairy Winds. It's a pretty good card. Basically, it destroys all face-up spells or traps, and then you burn both players for 300. So, when you activate all your spells and traps, then you do this, like, at the end of them, and you destroy them, and then you still resolve, but then you, burn for 15. 2 Chain Detonations. It's a pretty good card. Basically, you flip it up, deals 500 to your opponent. Then, if it was in a chain link of 2 or 3, it goes back to the deck, and a chain link of 4 or higher, it goes to your hand. So, I'll explain that for you guys also. 1 Ceasefire, just great card. Flipped up, 500 damage for each effect monster. 2 Cylinder, yay, and 2 Dimension Wall. Basically, they're the same things, but a Dimension Wall is only when you take battle damage, and Magic Cylinder negates the attack, Dimension Wall does not. 3 T-Roars, really, really good card. You could obviously put it in a chain, and then it saves you for a turn. And then 2 Ojama Trio, really good for the deck now. Pretty much give your opponent 3 tokens, works really, really well with the Just Desserts and the Secret Barrel. And when the tokens are destroyed, you give 300 damage to your opponent for each destroyed. So, I'm going to go through a scenario for you guys so I could kind of explain how these chains work. Let's say you opened up with this hand, even though that's like a god hand, but you set Morphin Jar, obviously, and then the way I like to do it, I like to set my cards in the way I'm going to do the chain, just to make it easier for me so I could basically flip them all up and say, haha. But let's say, okay, so you set 5 and set your Morphin Jar. And then I set my Just Desserts first, Ojama Trio second, Chain Detonation third, Accumulated Fortune fourth, and then Chain Strike fifth. So you basically wait for them to do anything. Let's say they'll randomly MST. So you're going to chain to the MST your Just Desserts, so that's a chain link of 2. Then you're going to chain to the Just Desserts a Ojama Trio, chain link 3, etc. This is chain link 4, chain link 5, and then chain link 6. So then the chain resolves backwards, since that's the way Yu-Gi-Oh works, but Chain Strike would do 400 damage for each link in the chain that just occurred, so it was a chain link of 6, so 6 times 4, 24 damage to your opponent. Accumulated Fortune, since it was in a chain of 4 or higher, you get to draw 2 cards. Chain Detonation, this was chain link 4, so since it was chain link 4, it's allowed to go back to your hand, and it also burns your opponent for 500. Ojama Trio gives your opponent 3 Ojama tokens. So, yeah. And then Just Desserts will do 500 damage for each card on each monster on your opponent's field, so that'll be 15. And then, like 500 for the monster that they just summoned, and then you just did like, hold on, we did 2,000 plus 24 plus like 5. You basically did just like 5,000 damage right there, and you got to draw 2 cards, and this got to go back to your hand, and you have a Morphing Jar. So I don't know. The deck has tons of crazy combos, and it's pretty consistent. Magic Cylinder at 2 helps, and Geometry at 2 is really good. But that's how the deck runs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and just comment, rate, and subscribe. Oh, and also before I forget, this deck is one of the easiest decks to make. It can be competitive, but right now I'm just using it as a fun deck. But it's good. So peace.